Hi there, I'm Michelle.
I'm Jim, and we are
Fatigue of Your Own. Welcome to another Motivational Monday.
Let's get motivated.
Woo! It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's always a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
And it's not as cold as it was.
No, it's a little bit better.
It's a little bit better.
It's still chilly.
Well, it's going back up in, I think it's supposed to be almost 60, either tomorrow or Wednesday. So, yeah.
Nice.
Not bad. I will say this move to South Central Pennsylvania has gotten us out of a lot of snow so far.
Yes, it has.
So there's something to be said.
Yeah, I don't think they get the lake effects here like they do over in Pittsburgh. So
no.
Yeah, so far our snow accumulation has been negligible. Yeah. So knock on wood, it stays that way. Because thanks.
You're welcome.
Because I don't like snow.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
All right, so you're back.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And you came up with the topic today.
Mm-hmm.
And so tell everybody what the topic is.
The topic is proving them right. And what I mean by that is quite often people will read a book from somebody like a Les Brown or Zig Ziglar or John Maxwell or Stephen Covey or whoever it may be, and look at what they're being told from that particular source and approach things with the idea of, I'm going to prove them wrong. I mean, how many times have you seen somebody will tell them something and they say, well, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to prove them wrong. That's what they'll do, is they'll approach it and say, okay, you say that this could all happen if I do this and I do that and I do that. I don't think you're right, so I'm going to prove you wrong. Maybe a better approach is to try to prove them right.
Okay.
And I know that's definitely the approach that I have been taking with what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And it's working.
Yeah.
I am amazed at the reaction that I'm not amazed at the reaction I'm getting. This is exactly what I expected.
Yeah.
And with where I'm at the moment, my approach to things, my mindset, my view on things, and some of it is just a level of maturity. This is what happens when you get older. Eventually, hopefully you mature a little bit. Yeah, I'm older.
Yeah.
I've heard too many times already from people saying, you're different. You're different than anything we've ever seen here. And it's because I am simply using the ideas and the concepts that I have learned from Zig Ziglar and Les Brown and most recently John Maxwell in particular, when it comes to the leadership concepts. And that's doing two things for me that are really outstanding. And the first one is being, like I've already mentioned, people realizing you're not like any other manager that we have ever seen here before. You are different. You are real different. And it's a good different. And everybody is noticing it. Like I said, I hear it all the time. Now I was going to give an example, but I won't do that. I was going to talk about something, but I won't talk about it. But sorry.
So, just like when you used to be in the classroom and you'd say,
that reminds me of a joke.
That reminds me of it, but I can't tell you.
Yeah, and then I would laugh and say, that's funny, but I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Because there were too many of them they took offense with everything, so it didn't matter. Even if it was totally non-offensive, just because somebody was laughing, apparently it's offensive. I don't understand it, but hopefully the day of that is passing. But it's like I said, it's getting me noticed all over through our facility. People are noticing the folks that the team that I am leading. They've got a very different, and part of it is because there's a lot of comparison with my predecessor. Fortunately for me, I guess the bar was set so low that it wasn't really hard to jump over that. But now I'm jumping way over that because I've been making a very conscious effort in, being aware of the principles and the concepts, particularly the 21 laws.
Ooh, 21 laws
Yeah.
of leadership.
Yes, 21 laws of leadership, and how to apply those. And so the idea was, I'm not going to go in here and apply this with the idea of, I'm going to prove John Maxwell doesn't know what he's talking about, which would be really stupid.
Yeah.
I've gone in with the attitude of, I am going to apply these concepts, and I want to prove him right.
Yeah.
I want to see that this really works. And by golly, it does. It's absolutely amazing. And it's doing the simple things, just, making those positive connections, having that positive attitude, even through, some of the rough stuff that we're doing. That being, smiling all the time when people ask how I'm doing. It's like, fantastic. And they're just like, whoa, people around here don't say that. It's like, well, I do. And I've had some other people, after they've encountered me, and I'll say, how you doing today? And they'll say, fantastic. It's like, it's rubbing off. It's working. And so it's having that mental outlook, that positive mental outlook, and also recognizing people, making them feel like you care, because I do. I want them to succeed. I want them to do well. And that's the other interesting thing, is in a very short amount of time, I've had some people already having conversations with me and entrusting me with some private information. And I love the fact that they're coming to me and asking. And, even if I don't know right away how to help them solve their problem, I always tell them I will find out, and I do. And so that has been a revelation that, what I have been learning, what we have been learning, and now what we speak about, it works. It's amazing how and how easy it works once you apply it. That's the part that has blown my mind. I knew it would work. I just thought it would take longer. And it's not taking long at all. It is stunning how fast it's working.
And part of that is the universe favors speed.
Yes.
And the universe favors action.
Yes.
And the universe favors decisiveness.
Yeah. And those are things that people have said and they have seen. So you're making decisions, you're going with. And it's amazing. Virtually nearly every decision I have made has been right. It's like, I've even made decisions for other people and then told them afterwards, I was asked, what to do here. And I said, do this. And they said, oh, yeah, that was the right decision. Like, hello. The other thing is, because I've never had to lead a team this large, being able to implement these concepts, that is a way to get rid of imposter syndrome big time.
Yeah.
So that's gone because I know what I'm talking about works. I have put it into action or put it into practice. And that's going to be such a benefit going forward, because and having these experiences, because when somebody asks me, well, what about this or what about that, I'm going to have an answer for them. I'm going to have the stories. I'm going to be able to tell them, this is what I did and it worked.
So what you're talking about reminds me of our friend Paul Martinelli. When he was first reading the book Think and Grow Rich, when Patrick, his mentor, Patrick Hayes, was walking him through the book Think and Grow Rich, he did what you were talking about. He was just like, well,
he even said, I'm going to prove him wrong.
It's just like, why?
That's the first question. Why would you want to do that?
Why would you want to do that?
How about let's prove him right instead?
Yeah. And so once he figured out, if I can make more money using these concepts, why wouldn't I want to make more money using these concepts? And it's the same with leadership and with leadership development. If you can grow yourself, if you can grow your team, and everyone's more successful, why wouldn't you do that? And it amazes me. There are some people who, like you said, they want to prove you wrong. They want to come up with the proof that this doesn't work.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you want to do that?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you want to be successful? Why wouldn't you want your team to be successful? Why don't you want your organization to be successful? And there are just people out there who they don't want success.
No, and it's because they have that negative mindset. Yeah. They take that negative approach, and they also look at some of this stuff, especially, when we talk about leadership. Yeah, we're talking about the so-called soft skills, which I find interesting that we talk about technical stuff being the hard skills and then the connections and working with people to be the soft skills.
It's so much harder.
I think it's the opposite.
Yeah.
I think the technical stuff you can learn. That doesn't change a whole lot over time. And when it does, you're learning a new program or new system, whatever. But being able to make those connections with people, that is the magic. Mm-hmm. But it's also hard.
Yeah.
But using those concepts, using those principles, I have found that I have a much easier time with it than some of the peers that I'm looking at. And it's because they just don't know how to connect with people. And some of them is because of youth. They haven't learned.
You've been literally, we've been training people on this for years.
We have.
We've known about this. We've been training people on this.
Yep.
We go into organizations and this is what we do.
Yep.
And so it's very easy.
It is.
To be like, oh yeah, this is what you do.
Yep.
And once it's ingrained in you and it becomes habit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example. This past weekend, I did a vision board workshop with a group of real estate investors. And I had gone in and worked with them on DISC previously. And during the retreat that they're on, they were going back through and talking about DISC styles and preferences and how to use that when you're building relationships mm-hmm. and working with others. And they're like, could you give us a refresher? Because we don't really remember all of this. And for me, it's just like, sure, here you go.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I've been using for years.
Yep.
I've been using DISC.
Yep.
And it's drilled into me, and it's a habit. I figure out what people's style is, and that's how I approach them, and that's how I communicate with them mm-hmm. and work with them, because that's what they prefer to use. Right. And when people are just like, oh yeah, that DISC thing, I'm just like, yeah, here you go. And it's just like the leadership stuff.
Right.
It's super easy to use.
Yeah. For us, we've been using it for so long that we don't even think about it anymore. We automatically are in that mode all the time, where we move right into being able to speak with people in the style that they want to be communicated or that they prefer. And again, and that's another one of those things that's been huge is for me to be able to make those connections with the people I'm working with. Excuse me. And as somebody said, one of the things that I've noticed about you remember people's names.
Yeah.
Which is odd, because for the longest time I've had trouble remembering people's names. Yeah. But I have been very deliberate about this process. And the thing about it is, people are amazed at how quickly I have learned so many names. And it just makes it easier to communicate with people, because when you know their name, you can use their name. They like to hear the name. They know you were paying attention. It shows that you care.
All right. So if there are people out there who they want leadership to be easy,
mm-hmm.
that they want communicating with people to be easy, they want building relationships to be easy, is there somebody who can help them with that?
Certainly easier. So,
yes.
I don't know that it'll ever be easy, but it'll certainly be easier. Us. Call us.
We can do that.
We can do that. We can definitely do that.
I can definitely
help you at this point.
Oh my goodness.
Guys. Yes. It's like, man, it's just been a revelation. Like, wow, really get a chance to go in and apply this stuff. And by golly, it works.
And we will prove it right.
Yeah. We are proving it right. We are proving John Maxwell and everybody else. We're Napoleon Hill, all of them. We're proving them right.
Prove it right.
And it's beautiful.
If you're interested in finding out more about that, how can they contact us?
You can call us 412-420-7975. We will talk to you if you call us and want to have a voice conversation. We love doing that. That's actually our favorite. But if you don't want to talk to us on the phone, text us. We will get back to you and set up a time when we can have a phone conversation. You can also send us an email, info@ateagueofyourown.com. You can go to our website, conveniently called ateagueofyourown.com. So very similar to the email. Also, we are on social media. You can find us in Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and we have a YouTube channel, and all of these videos are on YouTube, and you can go check them out. And when you do go to these websites, these places, like us and areas where you can subscribe, we would appreciate that. And we will be happy. Contact us. We'll be happy to help you with this.
Yeah. And go to the website, go to the events tab, register for our webinar this week.
Yes.
This Friday is my favorite webinar of the entire year.
Leadership lessons from ugly Christmas sweaters.
That's the one. So
how did I know?
Join us. Join us this Friday. It's at 12:15 p.m. Eastern time for my favorite webinar of the year. You can find the link to register there on our website under the event tab. So go do that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
All right, everybody. Have a fantastic
week,
and we will see you next week.